Hello and welcome to Mostly Minnesota Music. I'm Ann Tracy. I'm here with my co-host,
Heather Baker.
Hello,
Yes.
Heather. Hello,
Yes,
Tracy.
yes.
I like that. Please, thank you. Like Vanna. Thank you.
Yes. And right
You're
here
working it
we
already.
have.
We're like the Brady Bunch,
It's very Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
It's very Who wants to be Alice? It's.
Do it. I'm fine.
I'm take it every time.
He was
I would take-
sassy. I'm sassy. I'll do it.
Yeah.
Exactly. She dated that butcher. There'd be
I
some
know.
advantages.
There's a little double entendre there, but we'll keep that.
Exactly. Davina, we have Davina from Davina and the Vagabonds. Before we get any further, I want to make sure to say that. Thank you so much for being with us.
Oh my gosh, thanks for having me and helping me during this time to help get the word out. I appreciate it so much, more than you know.
Well, it's exciting to have something to talk about. So let's just jump right into it. And what have you brought us to look forward to in the next week?
Oh my goodness. We're going to do a great show at the Dakota, dakotacookscom New Year's Eve. This is my 11th year doing New Year's Eve. 11th year. How long am I doing this?
Since you were 4.
I guess. There we go. Yeah. So it's just really exciting for me because being a touring musician over the past, decade and a half, we toured to cities, countries for 15 years. And I always bring up the Dakota because this is my home and I'm proud of Minneapolis. I'm proud of St. Paul and I'm proud of the Dakota. And so it's really funny, I've met all these people in my travels and always bring up the Dakota and how it's wonderful. And it's like where I cut my teeth and like where my home is and or my home base with music. And now I can have anybody that has ever wanted to come to the Dakota come to the Dakota. And that's what's really exciting for me, that even though I'm going to be looking at a camera, imagining each and an individual person in that camera, it's still going to be this great community of love, even though it's over the internet. And that's what I'm really excited about. It starts at 8 p.m. dakotacooks.com is the website you can go to get the tickets. They have a package for local for people in the Twin Cities that you can purchase a dinner package, this little gem of a cool gift you can pick up beforehand with champagne, so you can have this cool Grand Avenue Cafe luxury like dinner kit for the people who are local. Obviously we're local, so
those of you in London, forget about it. But
yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of dinner kits you can get in London, but
not as good.
But not here. Yeah, that might Uber Eats, I don't think goes that far. So, well, Uber Eats does, but I don't think.
Right. Not from here to there. Yeah.
But so it's exciting to me just because I can't imagine doing anything different on New Year's. This has been such a detachment for me and the band and the venue itself, being so thriving on the arts and having that come to a complete halt. It would just be such a sad experience to not still follow through and do a New Year's show there. So it's brought me hope and joy to be able to do it again, regardless of this weird world we're living in right now. It'll give everybody, including myself, a moment of peace and a moment of familiarity, which I think I definitely need. So I'm really looking forward to it. Super excited.
I love the idea of people being able to come from anywhere.
Yes. Isn't it's hip? It's so hip,
yeah.
And I know some of the people that bought tickets at this point. There's people, friends of mine in the Netherlands. There's Belgium. I have people from London. There's a couple fans from Paris. A lot of friends from St. Louis and California. I mean, these are people that have already purchased that are going to be spending that evening with me and with everybody. You can do chats, like when you're at a restaurant and the bass player's taking a solo. Everybody's like, shh.
Yeah.
Now you can be like, that bass player, you can say whatever you want, so it's really hip, and it's also safe, not only for the pandemic, but for people who like to party on down with, some liquor or whatever people, I'm not a drinker,
Whatever,
drink
yeah.
champagne, whatever you choose to do, so it's, I mean, there's just this level of, I'm not looking at it like New Year's is canceled. I've been hearing that a lot, like the holidays are canceled. And to me, this is the most important year and the most important holidays that I've had in my life. Um, it's really just changes priorities. And I think, being home and being close with the people that you love and have spent this time with, all of this time with, so much time. But
Every last blasted minute.
yeah, but it's nice because, we owe ourselves goodbye 2020 and a celebratory time to know that we've gotten through this year, and what other better way to do that. So yeah.
So funny. I think about, next year when you're up to a round dozen, in Minnesota, you want to go out, you want to stay in, you want to go out, you want to stay in. And for people who are in London, and I live there for everybody, or people who are in St. Louis, it gets cold. It is all get out here. And that's half the reason that a lot of us are like, oh God, it's going to be, because without a doubt, it's always that 20 below.
Oh, it's going to be freezing.
Snowing, wind chill. Just,
yeah.
I used to go to Chicago same thing. It'd be the coldest day ever of the world. So I imagine next year there will be an online component to this as well. I mean, it's just such a nice.
I think so too. I think it makes a really, really a great other option. Not everybody wants to get dressed up to the nines or have to be stressed. Some people really, really do, and you could still get dressed up for the nines. You could wear the most outrageous thing. It doesn't matter. So I think next year there might be a really a good option for that as well. I'm hoping I'm playing in front of people personally.
Oh no, I think a combination of the two. A combination of the two is what I'm really thinking.
Oh, that's a really good idea. Yeah, totally.
Oh
totally.
yeah, because I always think that your show and your music is sort of the perfect date. I mean, I have to think back a long ways for myself, but I think, in a perfect date to go out or to stay in. I mean, it really kind of depends on where you are. But as I said, for next year, I'm assuming I can't even let my head think that you won't be playing on a stage.
And I think whatever your brilliant mind has come up with is wonderful. Don't you worry. But I totally think you're 100% right. Yeah. And it's, what's cool about this too is that you can rewatch it again too, and that's really a cool option to be able to be sentimental the next day if you want to. And we're all in different time zones too. So, it would be very difficult to even do this New Year's countdown worldwide, but you have that option to watch it later if you want it to be that specific time frame for you to celebrate 2021. There's a lot of really great benefits to it.
That's amazing. How have you been preparing for this? I know you balanced this with you just had a Christmas album come out, and I'll ask about that, but how have you been preparing for I mean, normally you're on the road all the time. Does this give you, how are you preparing?
I'm practicing. I mean, really, that's kind of the basis for me as a musician. I'm making sure that I'm going to write what I feel is a spectacular set list. But, I'm trying my best to really find a good mix of, powerful, fun, throw caution to the wind type of swing music, which I think my band is really good at.
Yes.
And then we also, I like just some poignant stuff, not like, I'm not going to be like Debbie Downer, but I think it's going to, I'm really trying to find a good flow with the set list and then just practicing. Some of these songs I haven't played in 10 months. So, I'm running scales, I'm going over them so I don't forget them, and that's just kind of how I'm preparing, and then making sure I promote it as much as I can too, so we can have as much love as we possibly can just in that, in that moment of time. But yeah. Oh, and I'm making a hat.
Oh,
too. A 2021 hat. So I'm very excited about that. My crafts are coming in tomorrow. So I'll be making, I hope it turns out okay, but I thought that would be cute. I got the guys these sequence black sequence jackets. They're gonna hate me for making them wear it, but they are wearing it. Yes, they are. So just things like that, I really want to make it as fun as we can, on the stage. It's going to be so nice to play with my guys. Like it's just going to, I hope I don't cry, because it's just going to be so amazing. And the freedom is just going to be, so that in itself, I'm trying to prepare myself for that as well,
Nice.
lots of chamomile tea, lots of writing in my journal so I don't spiral into a big happy cry. So that's a good way I'm preparing as well. So
Do you have your outfit picked out besides a hat? Because that's always such
the
a,
thing, yeah, I do. I have 3 different. I didn't buy anything new because this girl's broke, not working for
yeah.
as well as I am or have. But yeah, I have 3 options of dresses that are I think would fit well. And when I make the hat, I feel like the hat is like the curtains
Okay.
of the of the room. This is the room, and the hat is the curtains.
I thought you were going to say you were doing wardrobe
Changes.
switches. Yes, like a cape and then it's off and then you see your
Yeah.
hat
Then
or
I'll
whatever.
yeah, I might have like a tube top. No, I'm just joking. No, I think I'm just gonna go with one dress, and that's kind of what I do. Yeah, and it's gonna be a full set too. That would be something else. Maybe next year I'll get like a closet on stage, and
Oh, hey,
go in and come
The
out
wardrobe.
like a
yeah.
magician, and be like, ah. So yeah, well, I'll work on it. I'm getting
Okay.
I'm getting
Nice.
Use your time wisely.
I know.
here.
I really do. I need to really prioritize my time efforts. I do. Yeah. So, yeah.
You were one of the first, it was as I'm recalling, and correct me if I'm wrong, shows out of the Hook and Ladder, live stream shows.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. So we were, it feels like a decade ago. I
I
mean,
know.
so crazy.
It was, I mean, we're talking about 5 weeks or 6 weeks, aren't we? I mean, it wasn't that.
I mean, it was right. I just remember it was right after I live in South Minneapolis, and I live 3 blocks away from the 3rd precinct. So, we had to keep our windows shut because the smoke, were making my
Yeah.
animals not feel very well.
Yeah.
And so it was a little weird, but, doing that first stream, the Hook is they're a great group of people that run the Hook and Ladder. And they've been friends for many years. And we just were like, let's do it. I couldn't imagine another way of healing in that time, because it took, I think, 2 weeks for them to even open because they had some damage as well from the civil unrest.
Well, and for anyone who's not in the Twin Cities listening to this, the Hook and Ladder is right next door to the 3rd
It is.
precinct that
Yeah.
that was burned down
Literally.
soon after the George Floyd murder. I mean, and they are literally, you can just about touch the 2 buildings. I'm
They
sure
share- yeah, they
2 of
share
us arm to
small-
arm could easily touch. I mean, so they're that kind of close. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just you know, I it was such a sad time, but the community, and I know Minneapolis specifically, like the band and I raised 10K to hand out because my post office is gone, my
Mhm.
Target is gone, my doctor's office is gone, the precinct is gone, like everything was just gone. So it was just a really amazing time. I felt very proud of my community. I felt proud to be part of the community. Just so, right after all of that happened, it was just, it was a time I'll never forget. And I think it got me through the things that were happening at that moment, So, yeah. Yeah.
It's funny because you kind of went in a different direction, and I spent a lot of time, not necessarily at 1 a.m. on the streets around there, but certainly, up until, I got kids, I'm older. I don't need to be out there, but I do a lot of sort of social justice type work. What I really was thinking of, how, what do you learn having done a show that's more similar to the Dakota than, say, playing a stream from your bedroom? It's
you mean how are they different?
Well, I'm really thinking I I don't want to pretend like the hook and ladder was a dress rehearsal for the New Year's Eve show. It obviously wasn't at all, but certainly you learn some things the first time around.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I think, knowing how to, I'm sorry, can you just give me I have a new puppy and my cat and him are gonna start fighting, so. It's okay. It's okay, poops. So, it really, it's a lot different because I have to put pants on. And that was a little different than my in-show home, or my in-home shows. It taught me the rhythm of performing. I love performing on my ham, so it taught me how to handle keeping people engaged, even though they're not there. And that's a whole different ball game. That's TV stuff. And I've never done that kind of thing before. So, it's just making sure that you're tight with your rhythms and timing and, knowing what to say when and to be I'm pretty known for being honest and raw. So that wasn't a difficult thing for me, just to, be free and to be able to say what I want and I'm a ham, and it just kind of taught me how to do that on a different level with a camera. And I'm like, hi. I see you. So, but all in all, I've been preparing to be a musician my whole life, so I think that in itself helped immensely just to be as free and honest and as you can, with your music as well. So, yeah, I'm prepared. I'm ready, Anne.
Nice.
I'm ready, Anne and Heather. I'm going to do this,
That's exciting. It's super exciting to hear someone's like, I'm going to nail it. I'm in. I've been doing this. I got it.
Yeah. Watch I don't. Watch I'm just like pass out. No, yeah.
Hey, in 2020, just the enthusiasm going into it, I'll take it. I mean, it's just, I think so often we feel like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to, everything's so new. And the rules today are not the rules yesterday, or not the rules for next Tuesday. With every aspect.
Yeah, I mean, I think the learning curve is there for sure. And it's scary when you're when a career that you've worked really hard in has kind of been taken away. I mean, it literally has been. So I think, the learning curve of the technical side, which I don't have to worry about, which is great. They have great technical efforts with the videos. It's multiple camera, and I don't have to do it. Like we just did a 6-camera shot from my house, and it was unbelievable to try to, play and to do that as well as you possibly can. We were recording it for an album and we were doing it on video. So, it was a lot. And so this is going to be nice to walk in and know that I have a really amazing technical crew behind me, which the Hook and Ladder has as well, which was really nice. You could just do your gig and not be overwhelmed with, does my camera have enough time on it? I can let somebody else do that, so that's really nice too. It's a lot of learning to do all of this and to bring your dreams to people. So it's great that Dakota's letting me for New Year's.
In many ways, you are the Dakota, especially on New Year's, though. There'd be nobody else. Did you say this? That is that sense of normalcy. That is that sense of, okay, maybe we are coming around, which I'm thankful for.
Yeah, we did a live stream at the Dakota too in October. So this will be the second time. I know it'll be a little bit different, but it was weird walking in there. Our name was still on the board from a gig that we were supposed to have and we couldn't in March. So it was very like, wow, but yeah, I'm just really looking forward to it. I really am. It's going to be different because the staff is my family there too, and they're not going to be there, but I'm hoping that they'll watch, and I'm still going to pretend that Carl's bartending. I'm still going to pretend the maitre d is there. I'm just going to pretend, and sing as loud as I can for them to hear the joy, that I'm trying to give them. Nice. So yeah.
Remind people to tip their children.
Yes. There you go. Yeah. So could you please get your daughter to give your father $50 for the wonderful meal that he's cooked for you?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's hilarious. That's a great, I'm definitely going to use that one.
There you go. There you go.
Don't forget to tip
Spent a
your,
lot of time waiting table second.
yeah. I should not say, go ahead, don't forget to tip your wife or tip your husband. I should maybe like, so
Yeah, I think I'd
kids
stick it
thing will
with
definitely work.
kids, kids, animals. You know that.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
Well, it kind of depends whether you're going for cute or funny. I mean,
that's true. Or real. Ooh.
Ooh.
Ew. Yeah. We don't
Well,
need
now
it.
I kind of want you to do the other.
I know.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
We'll
If
see.
I'm feeling sassy, I'll
That's well, something to look forward to. A little some surprise. So,
yeah.
well, you alluded a little bit to the album. So you had tell us a little bit about that album. You just had the Christmas album come out.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really last minute. Governor Waltz had put a mandate. The second mandate, I believe. I mean, I haven't left my house in 2 weeks, so I don't, or I really in 10 months, you're the first humans I've really talked to. So, but I know that, this last mandate that he put up, we had to cancel the Hook and Ladder show, which is where we were going to record and where we were going to do the live stream show too. So, we just decided to keep moving forward. My poor husband, it was also my trumpet player. But he's really good at engineering and he's really good at capturing music. So we just decided to do it here. So we did 17 songs, 14 made it to the cut. I did all the artwork on the CDs. We stuffed and mailed the CDs ourselves. We sold out in less than a month and the pre-orders.
Wow.
I couldn't even do past a pre-order because the pre-orders took care of what we sold out of. It's crazy. Some are still in transit, even though I have mailed them on the 17th. So anybody who hasn't got them, I'm sorry, USPS is just having issues.
Thank you, DeJoy. Yes, you can.
I'm getting hate mail, like, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. But it was really wonderful for me to be able to pick through songs so they weren't like super, tongue in cheek. That's really important to me, and that's why I never came out with a holiday album before, because there's that punk rocker in me that's like, I'm not gonna sell out, but this year I really did it with joy, and I did it with really great picks of songs. You can even hear on Davina and the Vagabonds.com, you can even hear the whole album really. And we put out a little video too, and if you go to Facebook, you can see all the videos that we put up as well. It was a lot of fun, and it gave me purpose, which is something that I'm lacking right now, so it felt really good and it filled my spirit, and it helped 4 other people in the band be able to pay some of their bills and be full of purpose as well, which I think is imperative right now for musicians. Imperative.
Yeah.
It's getting tough. It's getting really.
Yeah,
getting,
I can only. I mean, it's
not to be a downer. That's really what it is. It's just getting really scary. So the more I can do this, and the more people can appreciate these things that are happening with other musicians, it's really helping musicians when these things happen. And a project like this, I feel, was perfect for that. It was healing, and it was nice. It was nice to do. So. Yeah.
Well, and what a tremendous response. And I think you can never remind people enough that buying music right now is an investment in what we want to do in 2021.
Yeah.
As music lovers. If I want to see music in 2021, I better be supporting music in 2020.
Yeah, I mean, I think is just helping to put food on the table for these musicians. It's hard enough, I mean, I'm not saying like, woe is me, but it's hard enough. I'm 42 and I've been doing this for 2 decades, and it's not an easy gig, being a touring musician. And then, you just, we need that. We need that support, even verbal support, on Facebook, even just things like that really help musicians, and spreading the word, just as you two are for me right now. It's just, I'm serious. It's you taking the time to do this. I am just so grateful for, because it's just so giving of you, and and it's just so important. So thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. We're honored to do it, because I would, I certainly, I would normally be at live music 5 to 7 times a week.
Really? That's wonderful.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I can hang out with you.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. We might have to, and I'm, Heather goes out a lot, but you've got a more serious job. I'm self-employed, so I get a little more flexibility with my
With your
mornings
time,
there.
yeah.
And that is where I think as I said, I like to remind people, I may not have been the biggest purchaser of albums before, but I look at the Patreon and I look at ways now because I want to see you on stage in 2021. I don't want you to get another job. I mean,
it's almost there. I'm like, what can I possibly do? You know, I'm thinking of like ways for other income. I'm selling all my vintage clothes that don't fit me, which is a lot, by the way, that don't fit me anymore. But you know, there's just, I mean, we're just really, everybody's trying to just do the best they can at finding good ways to help supplement income at this point. You know, when you're self-employed as you are too, it's you know, it's a lot of pressure when you're your own boss, you know?
It is. Well, and there are people who are, I'm self-employed, but I work in the tech field. So
sure, you can just,
which means there's very little difference for me, and to recognize that because of that, one, I have a huge savings. I have a huge savings of tickets to shows, and then maybe a beer or two, or maybe an occasional Uber, you know, suddenly, so then invest that money in. And I'm not alone. I mean, I don't say that just, but I say it because I'm not alone. There are other people in that same boat, and I think, well, spend some of that money on the people you want to be able to see perform later.
Yeah, and my fans,
food on the table.
My fans have been amazing. I mean, they really have. You know, and I try to be as verbal to them as possible, and try to give everybody as much love as I possibly can, because they've really given me so much love. You know, if you just even go on my social media and see the people who are so positive and a bright light in my life, you know, and financially, I'm sure a majority of them are hurting too, you know, but just that in itself, the support, of course, money helps, but I can tell you that the support of the people are,
nice.
I don't know where I would be without them, you know, I really don't. So, yeah.
Well, then that connection is what gets people already buying their tickets for New Year's Eve. And that's what gets them to sell out a pre-order of a CD, which is amazing.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I didn't get a huge, I don't want you guys, but it was but it was still like, I just couldn't believe it. You know, it was surreal to me. It just, I'm like, let's do another one. And my husband's like, no, can you just wait? Can you just wait? I'm so.
Doing for Easter, St. Patrick's Day. Yeah. We've got.
I'm feeling sad. Let's make a CD. You know, like, it's just like crazy. You know, but it really, you know, and the sound of it too is really nice. You can be in more control of that, which is really important to me as an artist too. You know, I'm a Virgo. I love my control as well. So, but yeah, it's really important, and it's gonna happen. I don't know when. You know, I'm on my 7th round of rescheduling. You know, we were. You know, but it'll happen.
I think I know, because you actually have some dates on the calendar for 2021. Are those?
I do. You know, we're just.
I mean, are you optimistic about those? The one I remembered was of course Red Wing, because if you're playing in Oregon or wherever, you know, the other shows you had scheduled.
Sure. You know, I am optimistic. I'm optimistic as much as I possibly can be. I really don't know. I mean, this whole time, I'm in the same place. I know that you know that, but it's just funny because it's like you're in the same place as you were 10 months ago. You know, we still haven't really progressed on any knowledge other than what we hear on the news. And, you know,
yeah.
You know, I am optimistic just because I have to be. And so do you. And so do you. So do you, and so do you.
and you, and you, and you.
And you, and you, and you. I mean, it's just something that we need to do. I mean, we need to be smart about it as well. But, you know, I've said no to some gigs too, just because I didn't feel it was safe enough. I'm not downing people that are doing these gigs, but to me, you know, we have family who have, you know, some people have diabetes. We have family who live with elderly people. I mean, we just can't. No. So I've said no to stuff as well, which is a bummer. It's hard to say no to money, but it's definitely not hard to say, you know, no to possibly harming someone.
There's no to COVID. We'd all like to.
COVID, yeah.
I mean, that is what it comes down to, is the potential of it is to.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's really something else, but it's worth it. And You know, caring about people is worth it. I don't know. It's so weird, but I hope so. We'll see. We had a lot on the books. We were supposed to go to Australia. We were actually in California. Do you remember when what is it, the cruise ship? When it all
Yeah.
started? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
We were there. We were in California traveling
Ooh.
for 2 weeks. We probably took 6 flights in 2 weeks, and we're going through the airport. We were in Mexico when we first started hearing about it. We couldn't get wipes. We couldn't, like, everybody was just buying, and we're on the road. We were in California the day that we were in San Francisco the day that
Ooh.
I was just crazy. We were the last show that they could possibly have, so I stayed home for a month thinking I'm gonna, I mean, it was just, I just don't want to go through that again, um, ever,
Ever.
it was really something else. So I'm just chilling out and seeing what's happening, and hoping for the best. But for now, we have New Year's. For now we have the Dakota, and I'm going to give it my all 100%. So,
Amazing.
yeah, I'm excited.
Well, and as you said, you kind of started on the positive, which is, I forget about, because there are a couple of artists that I like that are not. Imelda May is an Irish artist that I love.
Oh, I love her. Yeah.
Well, it's so funny because you guys together would be awesome. Now, I really love her really early Torchy stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
God, you guys would be great together.
I'm all about Torch.
Yeah. I
She
just think
does
some of the
produce.
stuff that she does, but yeah, that now people from all over can see you. I mean, I just think, like, if we just keep it, that is a positive thing. And I think that
Totally.
will move forward.
Yeah. To me, the whole thing is positive, and I am not known for my positivity. I'm just letting you know. I'm a born pessimist, but to me, every ounce of this is positive. I get to see my band family. I get to sing on a piano to people that are probably feeling lonely or feeling detached. It's just, everything about it is positive, except the fact that it has to be done this way because of COVID. But, at this point, I'm going to take anything I can to feel that connection with people, because I haven't had that in a very long time. We're all losing some sort of sense of reality because of it. So I need that back. So yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it. Let's do it today. I'll do the show right now. Here, my piano's right there. Let's just do it.
When you had talked before about your New Year's Eve show and going, oh, I hope I don't cry or have the feeling, you are such a feeling grabber with your music. Are you, I know you had just had the Christmas album too, but are you writing or creating something just because this is such a
I am
crazy feeling time?
Yeah, I'm definitely, before this hit, I was trying to write as well. Oh, it's writing is very personal to me, and can be something else. But yeah, I'm definitely sitting down. A lot of it is positive, and a lot of it is very, like, one song I'm writing about how I talked to my neighbor for the first time because of COVID. I mean, it's definitely more musical. Me just saying it isn't really, but just like, I'm taking little things like that, and just finding the irony in all of it. And and I have about 6 songs, I would say. They definitely need to be polished. I'm a perfectionist, so it takes me a little bit, but I'm hoping to come out with an album soon, and do that again, but definitely not this month. It'll definitely happen in 2021 for sure, Yeah.
Do you think any of these songs will make it on the New Year's Eve show?
Yeah, there might be a few. There's definitely going to be some new songs, some new covers as well that we've been working on. We've been kind of doing that out of our home too. I don't know if you guys follow us on Facebook, but we've been taking, like, some of my favorite songs that molded me as the musician I am today, and we've been doing little postcards, like making little videos and re-establishing and rearranging songs and recording them here. My husband and I are just doing all of the instruments, and then I'm arranging and singing them and playing on them as well. So we're doing that, I think, more than anything, because like I said, they're so personal to me, and I'm hoping we can get one or two in the bag at the Dakota, but it'll be the first time rehearsing. I can't really rehearse with
Right.
my bands, and I'm a road tester with music. Like that's what I've done my whole career is keep road testing them until they're perfect, and I haven't had that opportunity, but yeah, there'll be some new songs for sure at the Dakota, along with their sequence jackets.
Perfect.
Do you think, since you are a perfectionist and you're not able to do that now, do you think this might kind of give you a little break for yourself, or just, learning? Like,
Yeah, I definitely have. I've learned, my whole life I've been learning how to pick my battles in my head for sure. So I think it is helping me kind of throw caution more to the wind when it comes to creativity and not having complete control over it. Going live on Facebook and doing live streams, that's really taught me a lesson to like try not to sweat as much, because not everything can be perfect. And my husband says to me on a daily basis, like, Davina, can we have a day without you handing out life lessons? Because that's just me. So I've been really working hard on doing that and picking battles musically. I'm such a heavy arranger. When hits need to be hit, the band needs to do it, and but I'm learning slowly that it's okay if things aren't perfect. Right?
yeah,
Yes.
Right?
no, I get it, but I
Is that
think
true?
you're so good, but it's like sometimes really beautiful
Mistakes.
messed up moments are, they leave that impact, and it's like the coolest thing.
Yeah, and I think that's why I love live as much as I do, and that's part of the road testing. Like, yeah, that sounded so kick butt. I'm trying not to swear. That sounded
This is
so
podcast. We used to have radio show, and then because of COVID, it's
just stopped it.
podcast. You can
Okay.
say whatever you effing want.
Good. It's still gonna be hard. But yeah, I mean, we fall, when you're live, we call it falling on your ass. When you fall on your ass, you go, well, I'm not going to do that again, but you find ways out of you doing that make, beautiful arrangements. And that does happen. I do allow that to happen, but I think I'm hard on myself. Like, I think I want to be perfect with my voice. I want to be perfect with, and I'm learning to be okay with, maybe not being perfect. I think people are going to hate me. They're going to hate the choices I'm making vocally. Sometimes I think I'm like a fraud. You just go through this as a musician. It's true. I'll invoice me later for therapy, ladies. But it's true. And I think it's just part of the creative process. And I'm hoping that other musicians, well, not that I'm hoping they go through it, but I'm hoping I'm not the only one.
Right.
But yeah, I'm learning to let go. And 2020 has taught that a lot to me. It taught me a lot about priorities. It's definitely an awakening on so many levels. On so many, But yeah, so you'll hear me make mistakes and you'll see it on my face. Like, if you guys ever watch me live, and if I'm like, I always make the same, I cannot play poker, but I'm always like, I can't hide it. My piano teacher when I was like 8 years old was like, just keep going and nobody will notice. Like, So yeah. But
sometimes that's your favorite part of a show, as somebody in the audience.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
human.
It's the misstitch in the sweater that lets you know it's homemade. You know what I mean? I mean, it's
absolutely
like I was there the time that they fell off the stage. I mean, you know what I mean? Like but it's not to wish that, but, it is fun. We're like, oh, I love, that's my favorite thing about that. It's, I mean, there's a quality, but at a certain point,
and those things have definitely happened to me. I remember my second time at Monterey Jazz Festival. Like, this is like the leading jazz festival, and I was playing a song, and I'm thick, And I stood up to play the piano, and I came down, and my piano bench broke on stage at Monterey Jazz Fest. And I was literally like, okay, so I'm still playing because you can't stop, you know, and I'm still playing, and I'm trying to do a squat, like to keep playing. There's no, you know, and your legs are burning, and I'm like playing the song, and I'm trying to go like, okay, because it didn't like completely break like a cartoon. Like it was just, you know, it was just broken. I couldn't sit on it, you know, so I had to do that. And people knew, and I just kicked the piano bench. Like I just Jerry Lee Lewis, you know, and I just kicked it and was like, this is what's happening, you know, and then they got me another bench. So I mean, those things definitely happen. And musically that happens too, you know, when you don't hit a note and you're just like, oh, and you mess up, you know, but the band and I look at each other and we just laugh, you know, because it's just part of it, you know. So yeah, there's just sometimes it's hard for me to pick my battles. That's all.
And there's somebody saying I was at the Monterey Fest, you know, Monterey Jazz Fest, and there's this Davina and the Vagabonds, and oh my God, she was rocking so hard. Her, you know, the bench splits, and she kicked it out. It was so amazing. I mean, that was somebody's favorite show.
I'm just so happy they didn't have it on video. Like people have come up to me and said that was the greatest part, and I love that. And I'm like, oh, I'm just so happy you don't have it on video. We're in that age, you know, the video age where they can, you know, you can check anything. So, but yeah, it's fun, and it's, you know, it's definitely a story they'll never forget, you know. So, geez, on stage, Monterey Jazz Fest.
A 3-minute wall set on stage.
God. I'm just like doing squat. Like, can I just pretend I'm sitting for 9 minutes? It was like my second song. It was my second song in, and I'm just like, I can maybe do this, you know?
See, I would be so in my head going, how many more songs do I have to play? Burn, and still playing your song out.
Yeah,
I don't know how you did that.
I'm like sweating, like, you know, from the squat. Oh, it was bad. I haven't done a squat since I don't even know if I've done a squat. So it was tough. It was for me, for sure.
It's when every gym teacher you've ever had comes to mind. Like, I should have listened to Mrs. So-and-so.
Keep it up. I'm just like, you know, oh gosh. Oh,
badass. You need a badass patch.
I do. I do. I'm going to get one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You should. I think you should. Well, I don't hope you a moment like that.
If it happens, though, I'm going to come right to you and be like, "Man, this is your fault."
Curses that mostly Minnesota music. Curses them. Yeah. I hope there's something. It is. I mean, when you go to a lot of live music, honestly, that is what you'd like to be there for the time that it's, you know.
Yeah.
People were on the Minnesota top show, you know. And the time at the, you know, it's always the replacements at the mixer were, and I was like, oh, I remember that when he felt that, you know, it's people love that. That's what we, you know.
Oh, good, because I'm full of awkward happenings, so we're set. I can fulfill that for you, no problem. Next time you come.
Awesome, awesome. We'll see you at New Year's. No, I think it'll be, and just to bring the joy, just to bring the conversation, just to bring the, as I said, you know, you are born to it, so you will be able to draw people in.
I'm excited. Like I said, you know, I think the love that the band and I have for each other too, you know, and the family, you know, those are my forever people. A lot like Connor on drums, and of course my husband. He better be my forever.
Better be, yeah.
You know, and these are my forever people, and they'll be on stage with me. And I think that type of kinship also will be very apparent. It usually is anyway, you know. And it's like I said, it's not fake, you know, there's nothing smellier than fake music, and there's nothing like dishonest music or dishonest stage presence. It grosses me out. I can walk in and in 2 seconds I'm going to be like, I don't know, you know, and because I can smell it out, and I think a lot of people can, you know, so I think it's important that you just are free to be yourself no matter what. And I'm excited to do that on New Year's because 2021, I'm coming in hot, folks.
Nice, nice. And I hope there's the room to do it. So that's, remind folks how, I know we've said the Dakota, but how they can get tickets, and maybe another two sentence on the dinner thing, because I think that's so awesome.
Yeah, the dakotacooks.com, if you go, right to the main page, I think by the time they get there, we might be the only event that's on the top, but you'll see in the front page, dakotacooks.com, my face with this hat.
Beautiful.
You'll see it. This is what I look like. My hair is really long though. I just had to put it up because I didn't wash it. Ew. Okay, anyway. So the dakotacooks.com. And the information for the Grand Avenue luxury package with the meals, the info is there as well. And just to let people know too, like you don't have to get the food. I mean, just a really cool option for you. Cook whatever you want. I'll probably have Tostino pizza rolls, like I'm not going to get the luxury meal kit, but it's all there, dakotacooks.com. And yeah, I hope you guys come. I hope everybody comes and visits.
Yeah. And it's 8 o'clock on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, and we're not doing a midnight countdown.
I guess I was gonna ask that. Yeah. How long is?
I mean, it's a 90-minute set. Yeah, I think because we're all in, I think doing it that late would be not good. I know that when I leave, I'm going home and watching like Real Housewives of Potomac.
I was just gonna say you're cutting into some Netflix time after midnight, which makes me so sad. That's what I do after midnight now.
That's what I do. So it'll be a fun time to celebrate. And then, also you can run it again if you want to, leading up to midnight, or purchase it and watch it when you want, we're going to be doing, I've just talked to Lowell today, who is the owner of the Dakota. And we talked about, making it fancy and what we're going to do. And I'm excited to get the stage really nice and pretty too. And, I just want it to feel like it should. And that's my main goal,
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
dakotacooks.com. And you can even get tickets on Facebook. I think they're Facebook events, on my event, on Davina and the Vagabonds.com. It's there. If you go to Instagram, the link's in the bio. You can't miss these many possible ways to purchase tickets.
Nice.
So,
nice. Yeah. It's a fun way to see live music in the dead of winter in Minnesota. You can have 3 glasses of champagne from the comfort of your own couch. 8 if you want.
I don't know. Is that good or bad? Would 8? I don't drink. Does that would that be like?
That would give you. I do drink. That might give you quite the sugar hangover the next day.
Okay. Yeah. So drink water too.
That's kind of the key right there. Drink water. Yeah, I'm trying to think how much champagne. I have no idea.
I don't even
put it into beer. I could probably do a little.
Yeah, do people do that? They put champagne in beer?
No. I was saying if we were to translate this into how many beers would it take, I would be better versed.
I was like,
champagne is a.
I thought you were saying if I put the champagne in
beer. No. Even the dive I worked at as a kid, we didn't do that.
Okay, just asking. I'm new to all of this. Yeah, and you can eat what you want, wear what you want, be who you are, no apologies. You don't have to keep your mouth shut too because the table next to you, I mean, there's just it's gonna be, and this is the time to really let loose. I mean, it needs to be done for us to come out on the other end. So celebrate your family, I wish that there was a package that I could come over and do your dishes for you or something afterwards. Cause I feel like that needs to be a package. How many times do you guys do dishes a day? I mean, really, literally, that's what the 2020 has been, is just dishes nonstop. That's all I
have purchased way more lotion.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. So maybe next year, this won't be happening for New Year's, but maybe we could come up with a package where we'll come to your house and clean up after New Year's or something.
All right, we'll work on that one.
Yeah,
we'll work on cloning you.
I was going to say, I think you need to put out there, have a hat contest of live streamers.
Oh,
that's a great idea. I should hire you as my manager. 10%.
I am all for flaring it up. So,
well, that's a great idea. Have a hat contest. I think that's cool.
And then show blips of people that have put it into you or sent it to you, so you could be like, you might get
amazing.
props.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that on
I
social
can't
media.
wait.
There you go.
I have so many hats, and if you need a hat, just let me know.
I was
Cause
gonna say I got my Carhartt ready.
yeah, you're funny. That's cute.
That's
I
about
have
what
a few, but I gotta jazz it up, I think. If you're
Yeah.
wearing the sequence and stuff, I can't wait even just to see your outfit, let alone all the music and all the good stuff too. So
Yeah, I'm excited to kind of figure out what I'm gonna wear too. I'm hoping that some of it fits. Oh my gosh. And I gotta go through my winter stuff because I packed it because I
Oh,
knew
sure.
I knew I wasn't gonna be touring, and now I have to unpack it and repack my summer stuff if I need to. Anyway, I don't know why I'm telling you all of this, but yeah, so I just need to figure out what I'm gonna wear. And I hope my hat turns out really nice.
I
So
have
we'll
faith.
see. If not, I have plenty other ones that we can figure out. But so yeah, well,
It'd be perfect.
yeah, I'm excited.
I'm excited too. I'm excited. Davina, thank you so much for your time. And this was so much fun. And I'm excited for
thank
New
you.
Year's Eve now. This
Thank
is gonna be good.
you. Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, and maybe we'll get together and go see live music when we can.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I have a van. I'll pick you up. We can just pick up any people and we'll go. I'm not using it for anything else, so.
That's perfect.
Okay.
Perfect. All right, I'm looking forward to that in 2021. That's
Done.
amazing.
Done. Awesome. Thank you,
Thank
ladies,
you.
so much.
Thank you.
thank you.